Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of something extraordinary. Success does not come with a date of birth, and it does not expire with age. Success does not belong to the young or the old. It belongs to the disciplined, the intentional, the ones who work on themselves daily. Whether you're 18 or 80, the principle remains the same. If you plant the seeds, you reap the harvest. Success is not something that waits for you to reach a certain age. It doesn't have a timer, it doesn't check your ID, and it doesn't care if you're in your 20s or in your 70s. Success simply asks, what are you doing today? You see, too many people hold themselves back because of the calendar. The young say, I'm too inexperienced, I'll wait until I'm older. The old say, it's too late, my chance has passed. And both miss the point. Success is never about age, it's about action. Think about it. A young person who takes daily steps, who reads, learns, and practices, can outrun someone twice their age who has stopped growing. And on the other side, a person in their later years who wakes up one morning and decides, I'm not finished yet, I still have chapters to write, can accomplish more in a decade than most people do in a lifetime. The world is full of stories of people who started late and still made a difference because they understood that taking action is the real currency of success. Age only measures the years you've lived. It doesn't measure the fire that still burns in you. What counts is whether you choose to light that fire today. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to be the youngest, the smartest, or the strongest. You simply have to decide, I'm going to act. When you move, life moves with you. When you step forward, doors begin to open. And when you act with consistency, success can't help but follow. So don't ever let your birth certificate dictate your destiny. Don't use age as an excuse to wait, and don't use age as a reason to quit. Success belongs to the one who dares, the one who tries, the one who does. And the moment you decide to take action, you prove that success is not about when you were born. It's about what you choose to do right now. Every single day that you wake up is an invitation to start again. Yesterday may have been filled with mistakes, disappointments, or even victories, but today is brand new, untouched, and waiting for you to make use of it. That's the beauty of life. No matter where you are, no matter what you've done, the sun rises to give you another shot. Every day is a new chance to improve, and improvement is the very foundation of success. Think of it this way. Success is not built in one giant leap. Nobody goes from failure to fortune overnight. Success is like a brick wall. Each day gives you a single brick. If you lay it carefully, with discipline and consistency, before long you'll have a wall of strength, stability, and achievement. But if you waste the day, if you toss the brick aside, you miss the chance to add to your foundation. And here's the truth. It's not the missed day that hurts. It's the habit of missing days that robs you of greatness. Improvement doesn't have to be dramatic. Read a few pages of a book. Practice a skill for 30 minutes. Exercise your body for an hour. Write down your goals. Reflect on your progress. These small steps may look insignificant, but compounded over time, they create extraordinary change. Jim Rohn used to say, success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And he was right. The key is daily, not occasionally. The key is steady, not random. Every day is also a test of attitude. Some people wake up and say, oh no, another day to drag myself through. Others wake up and say, what can I do today to be just a little better? The difference in perspective determines the difference in results. When you see each day as a gift and a chance, you treat it differently. You respect it. You use it. You don't waste it, so don't underestimate today. Don't put all your hope in tomorrow. Don't stay chained to yesterday. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do today that will make me stronger, smarter, kinder, or more valuable than I was yesterday? Because when you stack enough of those days together, days of small improvements, days of progress, you look back and realize you've built a life of success. Your future is not chained to your past. It doesn't care how many times you've failed, how many opportunities you've missed, or how many mistakes you've made. Your future is wide open the moment you decide to treat it that way. Too many people carry yesterday like a heavy bag, dragging it into every tomorrow. They keep repeating the same story. I messed up, I wasted time, I'm too far behind. But here's the truth. Your past may explain you, but it does not define you. Think about a farmer. Last year, maybe he neglected his field. Maybe the weeds grew tall, and the harvest was poor. That was his past. But when a new season arrives, the soil doesn't say, because you failed last year, I will not grow for you this year. No, the soil is ready for new seed. The land is open to anyone willing to cultivate it. Life works the same way. The past harvest may be gone, but the new season is waiting for your effort. Some people make the mistake of letting regret become their master. They replay their mistakes like a broken record, and every time they do, it robs them of the energy they could use to create a better tomorrow. Regret can be a teacher, but it should never be a jailer. Learn the lesson, yes, but then put the book down and write a new chapter. The future does not ask for explanations. It only demands effort. And here's the beauty. Every day you choose growth, you break the chain that ties you to yesterday. The alcoholic who decides to stop drinking today has a new future. The employee who chooses to develop new skills today has a new future. The person who has been lazy, unmotivated, careless who decides today, no more, immediately begins to carve out a new future. Remember this, the past cannot be changed, but the future can be designed, and the blueprint is drawn with today's actions. If you want a different tomorrow, change your disciplines today. If you want a brighter future, plant better seeds today. Don't waste time wishing the past were different. Spend your time building a future that will make the past irrelevant. So release yourself from yesterday. Whatever it was, let it be. The future is waiting, and it doesn't care where you've been. It only cares where you're willing to go. Discipline is one of those quiet, almost invisible forces that separates the average from the extraordinary. You don't always see it in the moment, but over time it creates a gap so wide that people call it luck, talent, or even destiny. But it's none of those things. It's discipline compounding. Just like money earns interest in the bank, discipline earns interest in your character, in your skills, in your results. Here's the challenge. Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent disciplines. They say, what difference does it make if I read 10 pages today? What difference does it make if I exercise for 20 minutes? What difference does it make if I skip one day of practice? The truth is, in the moment, it may not look like much, but discipline is a game of accumulation. 10 pages today doesn't change your life. 10 pages every day for a year will put you ahead of 95% of the population. A single workout doesn't transform your health. Daily exercise for months and years will make you stronger, sharper, and more energetic than most people could ever imagine. Discipline is also a multiplier. The longer you practice it, the greater the return. At first, it's hard. At first, it feels like work. But then discipline becomes a rhythm, and eventually it becomes part of who you are. Once you've built the habit, it begins to serve you rather than you serving it. That's when momentum kicks in. And when momentum and discipline join forces, success becomes almost inevitable. Think of two people planting seeds. One plants a seed every day, the other plants whenever he feels like it. At first, their gardens don't look too different. But give it a season, give it a year, give it 5 years, and one has a thriving field, while the other has patches of weeds and empty soil. The difference wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was discipline compounding over time. And the beautiful part, it doesn't matter when you start. Maybe you're 20, maybe you're 60. The moment you begin, the clock starts working for you instead of against you. Discipline doesn't care about your past laziness. It only cares about your present commitment. Start today, stay consistent, and watch as time magnifies your efforts into something remarkable. Remember this simple truth: neglect also compounds. The same way discipline builds you up, neglect tears you down. One day of skipping your health, your learning, your responsibilities won't destroy you. But repeated neglect becomes debt, and debt always comes due. Discipline pays interest. Neglect charges it. The choice is yours. So, make discipline your daily companion. Practice it in the small things, because the small things multiply into the big things. And give it time, because time is the partner that turns small disciplines into great achievements. The best time to start is not tomorrow, not next week, not when things are perfect. It is always now. Tomorrow is a promise that may never arrive, but today is a gift that is already in your hands. Too many people wait for the stars to align, for the right season, for more money, for more confidence, for more time. But the truth is, waiting only delays your future. There will never be a perfect moment. There will only be now, and what you decide to do with it. Think about a tree. The best time to plant it was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. If you had started years ago, yes, you'd already have shade and fruit. But wishing you had planted back then won't put the tree in the ground today. The only way to have that future is to pick up the shovel now. Life works the same way. You can't go back, but you can start fresh this very moment. Starting now doesn't mean you'll have instant results. Starting now means you've drawn a line in the sand and said, from this moment forward, things will be different. It might be small. A single page read, a phone call made, a jog around the block, a plan written down. But that single step opens the door. It breaks inertia. It signals to yourself and to the world that you're moving. And once you move, momentum begins to gather. Opportunities begin to appear. And before long, you wonder why you didn't start sooner. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but they underestimate what they can do in a year. And here's the key: the year only changes if the day changes. Your life only transforms when today transforms. Procrastination is the silent killer of dreams. It whispers later, until later becomes never. Don't fall for it. Refuse to let hesitation rob you of your destiny. Starting now also builds confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your self-respect. Every time you take action in the present moment, you prove to yourself that you are capable. And with every small victory today, tomorrow becomes less intimidating. The habit of starting now compounds into a character of decisiveness and discipline. And that character is the foundation of success. So don't wait for the right conditions. Don't wait for January 1st or Monday morning or for everything to be just right. Start now, because now is the only time you truly own. Success belongs to those who seize the present, not to those who daydream about the future. Pick up the book, make the call, write the plan, take the step. Whatever it is, do it now. Because when you start now, your future self will thank you for not wasting another moment. So, my friends, let us remember, success has no age. Whether young or old, it rewards the daily act of becoming better than you were yesterday. Work on yourself daily, and soon enough, the harvest will come.